Hello and welcome back to another Magic Arena video. I am Magic's Fan, and today, Alchemy 1 Phyrexia just came out, and with it came Spawning Pod, which is a really cool take on Birthing Pod. I just had to make a deck around it. It's 3 mana, and you pay 1, tap, sacrifice a creature, and you seek a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus that sacrificed creature's mana value and put it directly onto the battlefield. So it's a lot like Birthing Pod, except you don't get to pick which creature it is that comes out since it's a seek. That creature is Phyrexia in addition to its other types, not super relevant. Activate only as a sorcery is pretty darn relevant. So with this deck, we're just kind of, playing Gilded Goose and trying to ramp right into our Spawning Pod, and then we've just got a chain of creatures that take us all the way up. So we start with Goose, which is a nice blink target, and in the 2 slot, we've got Charming Prince, which does a lot of things when it comes into the battlefield, and then a few of these Fibblethip and Spirited Companion, just kind of like cantripping creatures. Worth noting that Fibblethip does not get the extra card. It's not coming into play directly from your library with Spawning Pod. With Spawning Pod, you're seeking it and then putting it onto the battlefield. So it goes to your hand first and then onto the battlefield. So that, unfortunately, does not work how we want it to. After you have your cantripping creatures, you've got the removal type creatures, Skyclave, Apparition, just a total all-star of a blink creature. Something you love to see, gets rid of problem permanents forever. Aether Channeler, very versatile, gets to do a ton of stuff, draw a card, bounce a permanent, make a 1/1, kind of everything you want. And then Soul Hoarder, not amazing to pot into because usually you're sacking your 2-drop to get here. But if you get this out with just any of these other things, you'll find yourself just going off. And then we pot away our 3s into Micromancer. 4 mana, 3/3, when it comes into play, you get an instant or sorcery with mana value 1, which is pretty much for us always Ephemerate. Ephemerate is 1 mana, blink a creature that you have out on the battlefield, and it has rebound, so it happens again on the upkeep. So often the play will be get Micromancer, get Ephemerate, next turn, blink the Ephemerate, pod away the Micromancer, and you get even more Ephemerates, and that chain just keeps going. And then once you pod away your Micromancer, you get Yorion, which can blink any number of these other creatures. Very nice stuff. Just a huge value engine. We also have Yorion as our companion. And then after Yorion comes Wurmcoil Engine, one of my favorite creatures to pod into and pod away from. Doesn't do anything when it enters the battlefield, but when you sack it to the pod, you'll end up with the 2/3/3 worms, and then the grandmother of them all, podding away Wurmcoil Engine into Atraxa is the ultimate goal here. Atraxa, new from the new set, huge creature, 7 mana, 7/7, Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 10 cards of your library and then put one of each type into your hand. So usually Atraxa comes out, it's got all of these keywords on it, it draws like somewhere between 3 and 5 cards, and then usually that's just unstoppable for the opponent. So it's a really fun one. Looking forward to the games. Let's jump into the ladders, see how it does. Ooh, spicy hand. We got Goose and Make Disappear, and most important of all, we got that Spawning Pod, and we're going to keep that one. See what the opponent is up to. Inquisition. What do they take here? I think that you could make an argument for all 3 cards. I think probably in the dark I take Pod. It's the only thing that makes my hand tick right now. So here's a Goose. The Goose is loose. Thoughtseize, take away one of my interactions. Make Disappear is pretty efficient. I think I'd probably take Make Disappear here, because I've got nothing else to do, so I'm just going to be like keeping it up for the next 20 odd turns or so. Whereas I don't even have the mana to play Binding next turn. They do agree. And it looks like they're straight up Jund. Okay. We drew a Soul Herder, so we're definitely going to play that. Blink the Goose, get our food back. Take action. Goose back, online. Soul Herder at 2/2. I'm gonna, so assuming this is straight up Jund, they probably have a lot of removal, so I expect Soul Herder not to live. Indeed, it does not. And we'll play a beach. Life's a beach, and just pass. Next turn, I'll put Yorion in my hand. I want to keep up Make Disappear. Possibly Leyline Binding. I think I just pass here. Probably need the second blue more than I need the other thing, so I'll put Yorion in hand. Pass the turn. Looks like they're going to shoot the goose. Doesn't matter what spell they play, it's going to shoot the goose. And so this is destroy artifact, do 2 to me. No, I discard a card. Alright, so I guess it's just a tiny bit better to counter this. It's like saving me 2 life, essentially. Well, it doesn't really save me anything. I guess it taps me 1 lower. If they Spell Pierce this, that would be nuts. That would blow my mind. No, they're just getting a swamp. Okay, that's fine. Tarmogoyf is here. I'll be happy just to Leyline Binding that. It's big. Don't need to think too hard about it. Put him in a bind. Goodbye, Tarmogoyf. And Sheoldred. Okay. Do I want to binding this now? I do want to binding it, so I guess I just do it now then. Welcome to my enchantment prison. And we pass the turn. Tap land. Drawing a lot of lands, but they're all blue-green lands. Interesting. So I will need a black at some point. Don't want to blink any of that. That just leads to disaster. Fully expect this to get shot or something end of turn. Okay. What can they bring back? Just the... nothing. Okay. Yeah, because everything's under bindings. Planes. Creature removal? No. Okay. I do want to play this because they're a Liliana deck. I guess if they draw Liliana, they're just going to use it to get rid of Yorion. Hello. Hello, Wurmcoil. That seems like something Jund would have a lot of trouble with. What do we say? Wurmcoil Engine. Engine online. Yay! Wurmcoil Engine! My big, beautiful wormy boy. He's so good. He's so good. He's got Death Touch and Lifelink. You can't stop that. We got a goose, and we don't have a green. I think this one's going to have to go back. This one I like. Lead with Breeding Pool tapped. Followed by Plains, Fibblethip. And I think I put the Fabled Passage back. So we'll keep 6. Get that out of here. Though it's a little tempting to keep this and just crack it on turn 1 for white. What do I think about that? Yeah, I think that's better. So then that gives me access to all my cards. So we'll do this, play that. Fabled Passage, pass the turn. Looks like we've got a graveyard deck. I think this will be the ultimatum one. Oh, this ginger lady gets real mad all of a sudden. Yep, opponent discards Atraxa, so it's straight up Reanimator. An Atraxa after my own heart. We will get a Plains. Plains? Yes, Plains? Okay. Leyline Binding is pretty good, but we're not going to play that just yet. Play Fibblethip. Draw that card. got ourselves a goose. Assuming opponent doesn't do anything, we're just going to play Soul Herder next turn. So they discarded Atraxa, so they're probably a little bit different than I would have thought. And I am going to attack. Everything went through very quickly, so counter spells probably. I guess that's okay. No, they don't have it. Okay, they just have nothing. Alright, we'll draw more cards. It's another Skyclave, which isn't actually great in this matchup, I don't think. Alright. Go to combat, hit you. Play out a goose. Ooh, we cannot play a goose. We have to just pass the turn here. This is the danger turn, for sure. 4 mana is when these decks tend to like start doing things. We drew another counterspell. And we need more land. We've drawn a lot of extra cards, but we have not drawn the lands we needed. Okay, go for the throat. I'm just going to counter this because I'm a little stuck on lands. Okay, there's a forest. Forest is good. Hit you. And I'll play a Gilded Goose. Make a food. Pass the turn. Blink Fibblethip yet again. It's what we do. Draw another land, which is nice. We've got Bindings up. We've got Make Disappear up. We're worried about this Atraxa. That's the scary card. But we do have a good beatdown going on right now. 5 damage a turn is no joke. Prismari Command. This is going to trigger no matter what. So I let that happen. Target player creates a treasure token. That's okay. A lot of mountains out of them. So I'm just going to let that happen. Fortunately, Skyclave does not kill tokens. Hit you for 4. Any reason to cast this? It makes next turn lethal. I think that's good enough. We have no tokens, but we just pass the turn. We'll blink not Goose. We blink Skyclave. Pass the turn. And we're blinking Skyclave because we want our Leyline Binding up. Bond of Revival. No thank you. And that's lethal. Nice. Ooh, little tight game against Reanimator. Just enough Soul Hoarder tokens, +1/+1 blinking to get the job done. Very good. Got a good hand here. I think I'm going to keep this one. I'll draw lands, right? I've always drawn lands. Lands, no problem. I'll draw lands. We'll lead on Rafine's Tower. Probably will play Prince on turn 2. Especially if I don't draw a land, because I need to scry into one. Alright, opponent has decided to keep. We will play Rafine's Tower. And pass the turn. They lead on a Copperline Gorge. We'll play Charming Prince now, definitely. And we'll scry 2. Apparition does not seem good, considering we do not have a second white source. But we do want this breeding pool. Look at that, Leyline Binding's already costing 2 mana. Okay, Llanowar Elves, 1 turn late. Not sad about that. I think I do just want to pay the 2 here. Let's get in. I can't imagine they're blocking here. If they do, we've got about 1 million ways to blow out a creature in a combat trick. and we'll pass the turn. Alright, Stomping Grounds, Stone Rain. No, I think I need my land. And we're gonna get them. Love when you get them. Alright, we will scry 2. Ooh, spawning pod, you say? Do I want spawning pod or headquarters more? I think I want headquarters so I can play headquarters and activate it immediately. Alright, so we'll Ephemerate. This time we'll just gain 3 life. We already know what's on top. Draw our headquarters, play it, pass the turn. Don't get to attack since we blinked our prince. Scoos, sure. Do I want to bind that? It's not super threatening. There's 1 creature in the yard here and none in mine. I think I still do. They can gain a life in response if they want. And they ate a card out of my yard. It's interesting. So let's attack first. The thing with potting a 2-drop is that my gets aren't that good. So I'm just gonna do this. Get probably another Ephemerate. Maybe a Fading Hope is better. Yeah, let's get the Hope. I've already got an Ephemerate in my hand. Alright, there's a land and a Gargaroth, which is something I can certainly return to their hand. At 5 mana, I get Yorion. Yorion blinks the binding, puts the Gargaroth under it, the ooze comes back out, and that's just fine with me. Sounds good to me. Sack the Micromancer. Yorion comes out. Blink, blink, blink. Ooze comes back. Binding comes back. We're gonna scry. Yeah, I just want to hit more lands. Get that Gargaroth out of here. Headquarters on top. Micromancer I don't think I need. We've got 1 creature, 2 creatures in the graveyard. Don't think I want to block. I don't have a life total problem, and they could easily go like eat a creature, burn my Yorion for the last couple points. Elvish Mystic, that's fine. Maybe destroy some more of my lands. Ooze comes in. Yeah, like something like Ooze coming in is super suspicious. Okay, they do not do that. So I'll play in my headquarters. Let's pod our Yorion. I should have attacked first. There was no reason not to do that. My mistake. Yeah, and they can eat creatures if they want to. I do not mind. Do I want to apparition something? I don't feel like I need to. So then I'll just pass. And opponent thinking about eating stuff. Looks like they're going to. Resolves. They ate 1 thing. They still have 2 more they can eat. There's an Ephemerate in our yard. No attacks. Pass the turn. Might not even attack with Wurmcoil Engine next turn, depending on how things go. Chandra Awakened Inferno. Sure. Okay, well now we're attacking with Wurmcoil Engine. Can they deal with this? I don't think so. I guess they can... Yeah, they can deal with this. They can -6 to get rid of it. Not sure if that's worth it. It's pretty close. Well, I got bad news. Wurmcoil Engine is going away on a little trip, but he'll be back. Shouldn't gender my Wurmcoil Engine. This is clearly gender neutral. Alright. And then we will ephemerate our Charming Prince. Oh, you didn't get to see the Atraxa. It was going to be so good. Ooh, that was a sweet pod game. I got to do all the stuff. Almost all the stuff. The Atraxa was going to come out and finish the job up real good here, but that was a pod win for sure. Sick. Love it. Classic double white card, double breeding pool hand. That's a mulligan. I don't think I can keep that. This is much better, I guess. Yeah, so it would lead on Goose, keep up Make Disappear on turn 2, play Rafine's Tower. That's a keep. We'll put back the Atraxa, I guess. It's just going to be too long before we get there. Alright, so we lead on Bark Channel Pathway into Goose. The Goose is loose. See what opponent is up to. It appears to be Wizards, and they're going to shoot the Goose. Oh, that's rude. Don't shoot your Goose. Unfortunately, I do not have the white mana to play that. So we'll play Rafine's Tower past the turn. Expecting one of the 2-mana wizards to come down here. Dreadhorde Arcanist it is. Spawning Pod, huh? I think I just play Spawning Pod past the turn. Can't play Spirited Companion, it's just going to get shot. I could keep up Make Disappear. Dreadhorde Arcanist is maybe a good reason to do that. But we take 2. They bottom something. Take another 1. But we get to play Companion, pod it away. And hopefully we get our double white card here. We don't really want the 1/1 that blinks stuff. I could just play another Spawning Pod here. How greedy is that? Incredibly greedy, you say? I don't even get to keep Make Disappear up. I think I just have to play Spirited Companion. We will draw, get a Leyline Binding, which is pretty good. We'll put away the Companion. And it's an Aether Channeler, which is not too bad. I think I'm drawing here. Because I really did want to hit land drops. Looks like Pod, or Aether Channeler goes down. Not too surprising. Soulscar Mage is here. Okay. Luckily the clock has not been that fast so far. If they get Expressive Iteration, that's when we really have to start worrying. Okay, another Make Disappear. Play Rafine's Tower. This turn I have to keep up mana. The next turn I can Binding and Disappear. Okay, Static Discharge. I'm going to have to let that one resolve. Four mana. I think I want to take out the Soulscar Mage now. And we'll take our 2. Charming Prince is pretty good. Game 3. And we'll pod it away. To Skyclave, which is a nice get. Get one of these Dreadhordes down. And we'll pass the turn with our Make Disappear up. Fading Hope. I think that's actually pretty good for us. Alright, Static Discharge number 2 is not so good for us. We take another 3. However, we do get to crack our food here. Yorion's not bad. Alright, so we'll play Skyclave. Eat your other Dreadhorde. Pod it away, get our Micromancer. And grab Ephemerate. Pretty good, pretty good. Reckless Charge. Yeah, you got it. Does it have Trample now? Just Haste. Okay, I see. That was a good one. So I'll block to take 5, unfortunately. Take action, and we're gonna get Fading Hope this time. Take the 5. Definitely gonna blink again. Take action. And I'll get Ephemerate. There's a Hallowed Fountain that we cannot play. So I can pod twice. That gets out Wurmcoil Engine. I think I just have to hope that Wurmcoil Engine is going to be enough. Getting Yorion does not do much. So let's get the Micromancer out. Yorion comes down. I could give him the Soulscar Mage back. And take out a token permanently. No, I think the tokens are better. Okay, so submit 0. Then we'll pod Yorion. Enters tapped. Okay, what'd you get? Anything but a burn spell or a haste. No, haste creature doesn't do it unless it flies. Yeah! Yes! Finally, I get to take out the wizards. Oh, the wizards, my bane. My historic bane, preventing all the fun police. But guess what? Wurmcoil Engine is on the battlefield doing stuff. No one wants to see Atraxa. They say, I know what's coming, and I don't even want to see it. I don't care about it, don't want to see it. And you know what? I can't blame them. Wurmcoil Engine is just sweet as it is. Slow hand, but we're also against a fellow Yorion player. Ooh, this one's really tempting. They mulliganed once. I think I'm just gonna keep it. We're gonna see who can outvalue who here. Hopefully I just draw the land and that makes everything okay. Wurmcoil Engine is kind of the opposite of a land, I would say. Alright, Seagate Restoration into Explore. And they got a Catacombs. We'll play a Gilded Goose, which is a decent draw. Not the best draw, but pretty decent. Save the goose. Save the goose. The goose must live. We need that goose. Can't be having you pushing my geese. Pushing my birds. Ooh, assemble the team. What are we up to? Assemble the team in a Yorion deck is fascinating. Okay, more removal. That's okay. No rebounds there, unfortunately. We did draw the land, though, which is great. I'll play a Spawning Pod. And make my opponent freak out a little bit, hopefully. The Clockmaker. Interesting. Alright, land is good. I think I just get the Clockmaker out. I don't care about the clock quite as much. Oracle of the Alpha. Sure. This is a card I just don't quite understand. A lot of people play it, but it doesn't seem to do anything for me. Okay. So we can play Micromancer, get an Ephemerate, pod away something. Yeah, that seems good. I like it. Get our Ephemerate. I don't quite want to give him a 4/4, but I think I'm going to have to. That's okay. So yeah, we'll pod away the Micromancer, get the Yorion out, blink some stuff. And I think I care more about the clock than I do the Oracle. Oracle can't attack as of right now. They put their own Yorion in hand. Doubt that they attack here. Oh, they did. Okay. I don't think there's like a -X spell that I need to worry about, right? Just eat them. They just want to scry one. Eat them up, eat them up. Okay. Attack for 4. Yeah, let's do that. And pod. Wurmcoil. Put our Yorion in hand, I guess. Yeah, that seems fine. Land an ultimatum. Okay. That's unfortunate. Let's see what they got. See if they can win. Right here, right now. Usually you need something in hand for this to work. But I guess we'll find out. Skyclave can only get things that cost 4 mana, unfortunately. So if they get out, like, Omniscience, I can't stop that. They're taking a good hard look, so they might not have just some instant win combo. In their graveyard, they've got Assemble the Teams. Okay, Vorinclex. Each opponent sacks, each player sacks. Whenever creature you control. So Vorinclex plus this is instant go off. So is this. Make a zombie, make me sack 2 worms. I think I'm just going to put the Vorinclex back. You can have your planeswalkers. Resolve. Resolve. Yep, there goes the Wurmcoil, but his friends are here. Okay, so this means we're going to each be sacking 2 creatures, so I'll just let that happen. And so this Lily's at 2, this Lily is at 2. Do I want them to have Midnight Clock back? No, I don't think so. They draw a card. And which of these is worse? This one's probably better. This draws a card. And this one makes a zombie. Maybe this one's better. Get to play Rafine's Tower this turn. I think this matters more. Alright, so down goes that guy. I'll fetch my land. I already got black sources. Guess I'll get a blue play Yorion, sack it, get Wurmcoil? Or do I just play Wurmcoil? I think I have to just play Wurmcoil, right? Or maybe I just play Yorion. No, this is a little better. Really wish I had the untapped land for Atraxa. They draw the card. I guess they don't get to do this right away. Recall, sure, why not? Why not? Second ultimatum. What does this get? Opponent BMGGs. Let's put back the Epiphany. See if they've got stuff in their hand. Stuff that actually matters. Okay, Vorinclex, yep. Blink, Lily, and probably that's it. Nope, they do blink the Vorinclex for some reason. Alright, and it's back. If I attack with it, I think I just want to pod it. Let's just pod. Atraxa. Let's get a forest. Make disappear. Don't think I want the other Atraxa. No, maybe I do? No, I don't think so. I just want Fibblethip. Then I can't attack with much here. I can play Yorion and blink a bunch of stuff. That doesn't seem super exciting. I can do that end of turn anyways. Let's play Fibblethip. Aether Channeler. That's not too bad. No attacks past the turn. Alright, they're upticking. Put some cards away. And they should have some good stuff, I gotta imagine. Ephemerate should be good here, though. Time Walk. Yeah, I can't stop that. And they aren't going to be able to do that. Crux of Fate. Destroy all non-dragon creatures. This is a bird serpent, so they're killing everything. Is that okay? I guess so. What if I blink Atraxa? Just draw more cards. Get this. Leyline Binding is exactly what we were looking for. Aether Channeler. And Spawning Pod. Alright. Down she goes. And I might as well just Binding now. Alright, get out of here, Lily. Yes! Yes! Oh, that was the sweetest game! I can't believe we won that! Oh my god, how many times are you gonna cast the ultimatum? That was 2 ultimatums and a Professor Onyx that was about to ult we beat. They had nothing! They gave us the BMGG and couldn't get it done. You love to see it. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a total blast. I had so much fun playing this deck. It is wild. There's so many decisions you get to make, and just potting up the chain to Atraxa is so satisfying. If you ever get Atraxa out, it's like, how can you even win after that? I just drew 5 cards, and then I get to do it again and again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we rattled off 5 in a row on that one. You love to see it, but I in my warm-up games, I did lose to Wizards a couple times. I think this deck is pretty poorly positioned against the aggro decks of the format, but we saw a lot more of the slower kind of stuff, which you have just an amazing matchup against the slow stuff. You can just outvalue them through and through and through. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, maybe leave a like or subscribe, and I will catch you next time.